Hello, hello. Welcome to the awful and awesome entertainment rap. I'm Abhinandan and Sekhri.
And I'm Nainika,
And Rajshi isn't here
evidently.
because she's holidaying somewhere, I'm guessing. Some exotic location. But today, Nainika and I will bring you lots of variety of very varied kind of pop culture content. We have ads, we have music videos, we have a series,
We have movies,
we have newsmakers, which are controversies.
of course.
But I haven't watched anything.
I did manage to put in the hours. I did some watching before I came to record the episode. So,
But I watched this song.
are we going to treat this as the focal point today? Is it the main attraction for this episode?
I watched whatever was worth watching.
Well, of course, it was very, very much worth watching. And today, they filed a news, there was a news report, they filed a case against it for, being immoral. I don't know the exact charge, but,
So, we are talking about a song called Besharam Rang, which is a very mediocre song, but it has been elevated to, excellence because of the presence of Deepika Padukone.
And Shah Rukh Khan, let's not forget the
He
other
also
person
has contributed.
of course, significantly.
Significantly.
Yes.
Not insignificant, but
Of course.
basically,
Well, basically, of course,
has
it's
been
one person.
carried
But
on.
I also have to say a lot about that. But I want to hear your thoughts first. I mean, one Deepika aficionado to another.
that's true. So, but other than that, we have a film. We have,
We have two films.
I mean, we'll probably do one. But we also have an ad. So, I still don't believe that's a product.
Well, late stage capitalism. I totally believe it's a product. I totally believe that this would finally be the kind of thing that ad people and product people would put their minds together to produce, because there's just nothing interesting going on with the world anymore. And there's definitely nothing interesting going on with dishwash liquid anymore. I almost feel like it was designed specifically to enrage people to get more publicity for it, more than anything else.
So, but what is the pitch that dishwashing liquid for men is what? What will it have that other liquid?
Nothing.
No, but there must be some pitch that, okay, oh, you're a man, you wash this is the dishwashing liquid for you.
Yeah.
Because I don't think the
So
dish gives a
either
shit,
the
right?
ad execs were really, really, really stupid, or really, 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 really cunning and mischievous and knew exactly the kind of engagement they would produce by doing this. Let's hope that they were just like smart and cunning instead of just being really stupid.
Now, coming to the main thing, which is why we're doing this
Of course.
show, which is why we exist, which is why the earth is what it is this song. This is, I think, Spanish. It means
I do not know what it
tonight,
means.
life is complete. Es completa bhi same aa raha hai yaar. This is subtitle wrong. So this is a song from Pathaan, which is shot, I think, somewhere in Spain. There's like emerald green ocean, and there is Deepika Padukone.
Who is even prettier than the Emerald Green Ocean, which is, a huge feat.
Yeah, but she also has huge feet,
Okay.
which is true actually.
She's a very tall woman. She can't have like
Yeah.
baby's
But I
feet
just
for being
it just
like...
kind of it just fell into place.
She's
everything.
what, 5'10", 5'11"? I mean, I don't know.
From-
She's impossibly tall.
So it's very
mediocre.
nice to watch. The song is very mediocre. First of all, Hame to Loot Liya Milke Husn Walo is a very old song, which is a new version. Even they did that same thing with that Main Nachi Ghungru Toot Gaye. They did a whole disco version of Ghungru Toot Gaye. I find this rather unfortunate that, today's filmmakers or today's age doesn't have any new songs thrown up. They just do something with an old song. But I do think she's looking stunning, as is Shah Rukh Khan, and the location is great. But the choreography is pretty shitty.
The choreography is terrible. They're making a woman who is so beautiful, who is so stately, so statuesque, and getting her to do
Clumsy
all of those-
steps.
Yeah, they're just like, I don't think that she is the most comfortable in front of camera when it comes to dancing in this particular special way, which is supposed to be, I don't know, alluring, quote unquote, cheap B-reel type of alluring, and I'm just like, I don't think that she can embody that very well. She's definitely like put in the work.
I
That
think
is
it's very
evident.
brave of her to do it. I think on Republic Day she should ride the
Get a
elephant with
medal?
the brave children, who
Yeah, I
have
just
done,
thought, no, I mean,
who have
feel
saved
like it's
lives and brave
definitely
feats.
like, it's definitely a feat to commit to it when she's just like, she's just too beautiful to be doing this, but she did it. And you know what? I get it, I guess.
And Shah Rukh is also looking amazing.
Shah Rukh, oh my God, he's 57. He's dehydrated to the point where I'm worried he's going to
Yeah,
pass
dude.
out.
A
Like,
man
all
of that
his
age
muscles.
cannot be,
Yeah,
ripped
I know.
like
And
that.
everybody
It's
was just like a little worried about him, which was totally fair. Like, even Tom Cruise, he's what, 58, and he was supposed to be ripped for Top Gun.
Even he's not ripped.
But
like
even
this.
he was not that ripped and dehydrated, so I'm a little worried about Shah Rukh Khan. The long hair suits him, I guess. I don't know what's the whole look they're going for. I haven't watched any teasers or trailers for this movie.
I've seen that Pathaan is like, he's this undercover agent who like
as
is
expected.
emerging from. It's like, what is that?
No Time to Die.
No Time to Die meets the whole series based on
24.
a film with that guy. I'm so old and I just don't remember any names. But anyway, that's not his real name, but the character. It's what is wrong with me? Anyway, it'll come to me. Who was in that film Interstellar? Yeah,
Matthew McConaughey.
the other guy,
Who's the other guy?
the guy who tries to kill Matthew McConaughey, who's already there, who had gone earlier, no?
Timothy Chalamet.
Huh?
No,
he wasn't in
there was a one
Interstellar.
guy there, no? in
I would watch
Interstellar.
Interstellar.
Or am I mixing up films?
Possible.
No,
Matt Damon. No.
Matt Damon. So
Oh,
Matt
Matt
Damon
Damon.
plays this character, na, who's a
Jason
agent.
Bourne.
Bourne Identity,
Yeah.
Jason Bourne. So it's like a
Yeah.
Jason Bourne meets James
What
Bond.
is Deepika doing in this movie? Is she like a femme fatale?
I think she's basically holding it all together. She's the reason.
As she always does. She's
As she
holding
always
the
does.
fabric of reality together.
If it wasn't for
But yeah, the
Deepika,
song. So I think like the guy who's the creative director behind Siddharth Anand or whatever, he has this recurring motive. People are comparing it to his previous renditions. That song from that movie War with Hrithik Roshan, where it's also some sort of weird half
Ghungru Toot
sleazy,
Gaye?
yeah, half sleazy songs shot on a beach.
Yeah,
Same
it looks
singer,
very similar,
Shilpa
which is
Rao.
very sad. They shouldn't have made it look so similar.
I feel like it's more of like his recurring motive, but it's just like it's sad when the motive is so ugly and cheaply done. I would respect it if it was more like I like that. I guess that he enjoys doing this one sizzling number on some beach somewhere, getting Shilpa Rao to sing it all the time. But I'm just like, it's okay. I mean, if you're like going to repeat that motive, at least make that motive interesting to watch. It's just supposed to be for cheap eyeballs and cheap publicity, and that doesn't suit Deepika, who's beautiful.
I actually thought that Ghungru Toot Gaye song was very well choreographed. I think
I
it looked
don't remember.
very good with Hrithik is such an amazing dancer.
But that's because it's, I mean, again, right? All these songs, they're not held together because they're good songs or they're interesting melodies or whatever.
Yeah, I said the
It's
song
just
was-
like,
the
even
song
the
was like the-
styling and everything is just like
But
mediocre.
yeah,
It's just
but
the people who are kind of.
But yeah, I
holding
thought
it
that
together.
song, it just when you watched it, it looked good. This one doesn't have that same.
Yeah, this
thing,
one
so
doesn't
that
have.
was just-
Deepika's styling is like way too unnatural for her. Just like, I don't know. The people are clearly going for a mandate that does not suit the character that you're playing on screen. But I guess, yeah. And for a song that is that mediocre, the fact that it created so much controversy, I'm just like.
Yeah, so the controversy it created is that the Madhya Pradesh Home Minister, who clearly has very little to do, has said that this song features Tukre Tukre Gang. I think it's referring to Deepika.
Why?
And it is, he says, Mr. Mishra, his name is Narottam Mishra, and what he said is that it is highly objectionable. I would request to correct the scenes and her costumes. Otherwise, whether this film should
Okay,
be
you know
allowed
what,
in
even
Madhya Pradesh or
I am
not
of the
will be a
belief-
question to be considered.
Even I'm of
So-
the belief that her costuming needs to be corrected because all the clothes were ugly. Could have done way better.
So that is what Mr. Narottam Mishra has to say. And he is also in the past had warned the makers of the film called Adipurush. It is based on Ramayana. Legal action of scenes showing Hindu religious figures in the wrong way are not removed. So he clearly, the Home Minister of Madhya Pradesh, has nothing to do. So Narottam Mishra ji, आपको हमारी तरफ से सबसे बड़ा वेल्ला अवार्ड मिल गया. Please.
But he's kind
accept.
of doing what we are doing, so you know.
Yeah, except that we don't have the home
We don't have,
ministry
exactly, we don't
under
have the
us.
state's power behind
I'm
us.
sure I'd do a better job anyway. But now coming to the series, Cat and Wednesday. Which one have you watched?
I watched Wednesday. I watched 3 episodes of Wednesday, and I watched like a little bit of Cat, but it just didn't interest
So
me.
tell us about Wednesday.
Right, so it's Tim Burton is directing it, and it's supposed to follow this.
Batman or Tim Burton?
No, Tim Burton from those movies, Edward Scissorhands, etc., with
I
Johnny
see.
Depp.
Okay.
So yeah, Tim Burton's directing it, and it's supposed to follow the story of this teenage girl, Wednesday Addams, and she's clearly goth, and she's very dark and morbid and morose, and she's
so-
very sharp.
No, is this a
Series.
of the Addams family? No?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it features like a stunning cast. It's very beautifully done. She gets sent to a boarding school for misbehaving, and then it's a nice little boarding school set in a castle, and she has these visions and these superpowers, and everybody around her is like, her schoolmates are like vampires and werewolves, and her family is Morticia Gomez Adams, and Morticia is played by the beautiful Catherine Zeta-Jones. It's an interesting story. I think it's supposed to be for like young teenagers, and on that it delivers.
As opposed to old teenagers, which are
young adults. What did I?
okay. Just run.
Old teenagers.
Because I don't. Maybe they're new things. Because I'm learning new things every day.
No, young adults.
Okay.
But yeah, like teens and early 20s, etc. And I think it delivers. Like, it's passably well written. While the 3 episodes that I did watch, they did manage to hold my interest. I didn't feel like shutting it down and doing something else. So I feel like relatively well done, well directed. I don't think the story or anything about it is like out of the world. It's gaining a lot of numbers, which I suppose it was planning. I mean, it was geared to be popular, and it is achieving that. It is popular. Yeah, it's surpassed like some numbers. I mean, Netflix keeps releasing these bogus numbers that I do not trust
because
at
there's
all.
no transparency to Netflix.
There's no
but,
transparency.
Addams Family used to be a show when I was youngish, in my
Uh-huh.
20s. I forget what it was called. Was it called The Addams Family only?
I don't know. I won't watch
It was. I couldn't watch it. I just find this whole Addams Family kind of family of cinema really. And by the way, this director is the one who did Batman
Burton.
and Batman Forever, the 89
okay.
Batman, that one. So, but I mean, are you going to watch any more, or you just watch it for the show?
I
It
don't
doesn't-
think so. I'm not going to be finishing it. So
So clearly not that great.
yeah, it wasn't bad. It was for the targeted audience that it is made for. I'm sure it's good and people will enjoy it. Not the best, not out of the world interesting to me. Beautifully shot, beautifully styled, very coherent. Sets look good. Clearly a lot of money has gone into it. So I thought that was good about it.
So speaking of Catherine Zeta-Jones, I thought she was just amazing in this film,
Ocean's 12.
Chicago, I think it
Oh,
was, right? The musical, which is also a Broadway show. Yeah, it was Chicago. She was really good in that. And
What's Catherine Zeta-Jones most famous for? Because I only
Zorro.
remember her. Oh yeah, Zorro, right? I
she
remember-
and that, what's his name, who like came and went like that. Antonio Banderas. He like came and he was this like super cool guy and super hot guy. He did 3-4 films, Assassin, Zorro, Tattoo, and then suddenly he vanished.
he did the cult classic Spy Kids 2, which is Spy
not
Kids
heard of
201. Well, I mean, I was being ironic about it, but yes. Catherine Zeta-Jones, I remember her from Ocean's 12, which the Ocean series is just like some of the the best movies I've ever watched, and I keep...
Really? I was very disappointed with the last one I watched. I don't know
8
which one
was
it
not good, but 11, 12, 13 are very good, and I keep watching them every few months just to, pick myself up. Quite nice.
Right. So, now I have started watching Swimmers. I'm not going to tell you about it until I finish.
Are you enjoying the whatever?
I'm thoroughly enjoying it,
Okay,
actually.
good.
And
What is it about? Tell us.
It's about 2 Syrian girls, refugees who are trying to get to Europe. And they are swimmers. They're like
okay.
elite swimmers, Olympic level swimmers. So that's what it's about. I believe it's based on a true story, but I'm going to watch the whole thing.
Would you ever attempt like one of those long distance, like transatlantic swimming or something?
Dude, I don't even like to swim in a pool.
Oh, okay.
I don't even like going to Goa. I'd rather go to the hills. So transatlantic to chodo. Ek to when I get into the ocean and Goa types, dadi gets all sand and namak in. So that's really pissing off. Then I can just feel the namak in my dadi.
Okay, that's a
And my
male
curly
experience
hair.
I was totally not
So
aware
I'm
of.
like, why is there namak in my dadi? मेरी दाढ़ी में नमक क्यों?
क्या आपकी दाढ़ी में नमक है?
आपकी दाढ़ी में नमक है? So that's really pissing off. So I've always wondered, men who have very hairy chests and all, they must be so uncomfortable. How do they want to get into the ocean? I hate the ocean. And there's sand there, and they're like, loud, just, yeah.
Food for thought.
So hills any day. I'm a hills kind of guy. I'm a Dehradun lad. But speaking of, so I'm definitely going to watch it. I wish I didn't have to keep breaking it because I had a bunch of meetings, so I had to keep watching it in 20-25 minutes. I'll be finishing it. And I'm also going to be watching another Tamil film that has been suggested by one of our listeners. And I will actually do it. But I have an announcement to make before we move forward. It's a very important one. Christmas around the corner. Ho, 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 jolly, good, jolly. So, Merry Christmas. And we have an offer. You can get your favorite NL mask, the Karane Chane mug, which is not there, should have been here. Soap sets and a lot of other stuff. It's on discount. We always have this Christmas hamper season. So if you want to give someone a gift, you can not only give a gift that is of good quality, aesthetically done, but also support journalism while doing that. And that you do by ordering a News Laundry hamper. You can go onto the News Laundry website or click on the link in the show notes below directly. You can get our merchandise for yourself and say you're a proud member of the community that keeps independent media alive. And of course, you can always gift it to your friends, etc. So this offer starts from 17th of December and will go on to the 6th of January. So that's your window. So, I'm a little distracted. I'm sorry. But is your lipstick exactly the same color as your outfit?
Yes.
Like exactly.
Yes, I matched it.
So, dude, that is amazing. So you do that with, huh?
The Wednesday vibe. Like
The Wednesday vibe. Okay,
I'm not wearing black lipstick. It's just dark.
Dude, black is not difficult to match. You can wear black. Black is only black. You don't there's no
No.
shades.
Black absolutely has shades. If you work in textiling, there's black with like a green underbase, black with a
Textiling
blue
professionals.
underbase. You could,
Now you know.
chromatography. But anyway.
Okay.
But
right,
yes,
okay,
my lipstick
fine.
matches my outfit.
Not matches. It is exactly the same color.
No, it's not. If I try to do the Pantone shade card matching, I'm
Even
sure
I
I'd be
did
off
blue
with a
today.
few. Ooh,
I
blue
have
socks and blue hoodie.
Blue socks. I have blue jeans. I have blue. Aaj blue hai pani. So, I have to resort to these
cheap
cheap
tactics.
picture things because I don't watch anything.
It's okay. It's what Deepika also had to do for that movie. For that
Deepika के
song.
बारे में बोलने का.
मैंने बुरा कहा बोला I
Deepika
love
के what was
her.
who was that? Someone did this on a show. I remember. I
No, but
forget.
tell me. I mean, we love Deepika so much. Do you think we could have her on the show someday?
Well, I interviewed her once, and then when she was there in front of me, I was not asking any questions. I asked that stupid question. She looked at me like, "Why is this loser here?" After the screening, the cinema was empty, and then there was Deepika, Vikrant Masi, who was in the film Meghna and me, and she said, "Can I?" She said, "Now you have for 20 minutes. Ask her questions." So I took out my iPhone. And I don't know what the fuck I asked her. She was looking like...
Do you think she could tell that she was so completely starstruck? Maybe. I think she's used to it.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. But
I
Vikrant
usually
Masi, she said you guys look alike. You look like twins.
You
Vikrant
do
and I.
you do look like Vikrant. You also look like... Have you watched Hannibal? The one with Mark Mickelson? No.
I have not heard of either of the two names.
So there's this actor, he's a British actor, Hugh Dancy, and you two look alike. Same curly hair, similar face.
Let me see if it's an insult or a...
It's not an
compliment.
insult. He's a
S-H-U-G-H?
H-U-G-H, D-A-N-C-Y.
Grant, not Grant.
No, not Grant. D-A-N-C-Y.
Jackman. ये तो अच्छा लगता है यार.
Well, that's because those are older pictures.
ये तो मुन्ना है. अरे मुन्ना.
You do look like him.
मुन्ना टॉफी खा.
I watched 2 movies on Netflix. Qala, which stars Tripti Dimri and Swastika Mukherjee and Irfan Khan's son.
Okay.
Babil Khan, I guess. And I watched this Ayushmann Khurrana movie called Dr. G. Both of which I'll talk about. But did you watch the trailer for Qala? Did you catch anything? Okay. So Qala follows this...
Qala as in art. Qala.
Yeah, Qala art.
Then it should be K-A-L-A, no?
No, it's Qala. Because that could be Kala also, no?
But even this could be Qala. Okay, anyway.
This is Qala.
Hmm.
But anyway, so when the trailer for Qala released, a lot of the people that I know who have good taste who I think have good taste in movies were like, oh my God, this is going to be a wonderful watch and I hope it doesn't disappoint. And people had really high hopes for it because it looked like, aesthetically, it looked quite appealing. Like it had a specific style and specific way that it was made. And the movie released, and there's been like some split in the opinions I've been hearing about it. Some people were like, this is a brilliant, beautifully done film. Other people were like, it's stupid to the point that it was annoying. And unfortunately, I did not like it.
And how's Irfan's son? Because it's so difficult to be Irfan's son. Because he's
absolutely. And what makes Irfan Khan is not just the fact that he's a good actor, but it's just like, the kind of life he had, the kind of emotional texture that he experienced. I mean, even if you like read his interviews, etc., he seems like a very he seems like an observant person with like a deeper emotional life, and that is difficult to live up to. You can have the same acting skills, but it's just like, does it come from like, where does it come from inside you? So that way. And Babel Khan also, so I get into it. This movie was excessive to the point where I felt like it was a caricature.
okay.
I mean, like, it was a very brittle story. I think like...
What is a brittle story?
How do I tell you? It's like...
Fragmented.
No, not fragmented, in the sense that I think this movie... clearly the makers of this movie took themselves very seriously because it has the makings of like a Greek tragedy. It's grappling with the problems that come up with like fame and morally reprehensible people and grief and jealousy and feeling like you're going mad, etc., which are all the classic motifs of a Greek tragedy. But the thing is, for a Greek tragedy, you need to have a hero. And this movie commits the cardinal sin, which I think is a cardinal sin, of making your character look pathetic.
And he is the main.
No, he's not the protagonist. The protagonist is Tripti Dimri, who's a beautiful, very good actress. And
is she the one who was in that Chudel film?
Bulbul? Yeah, it's the same director also.
Oh, dude, she is so beautiful.
I know, she is so beautiful and she's so good at... she's a decent...
and she's a good actor.
And she's a decent actor
good.
for the for the fact that she's not, she's relatively quite new. And I'm like, and this movie completely shatters it by making her pathetic. I'm like, you want to make your character morally reprehensible, you want to make your character evil, you want to make your character boring. All of that is fine. All of that is acceptable. Don't make your character pathetic. That when I look at them, I just feel like this vague mix of pity and disgust. And that's what I felt for this character, which is why it put me off the entire film.
The rest of this podcast will be audio only. So that's all for the video bit. But do subscribe, pay to keep news free. And tell your friends and relatives to pay for journalism. Otherwise, journalism is going to die in this country. Okay? Now, moving on.